W-A-R-R-I-O-R-S. Warriors, come out to play.
And will you please give me a John Paul intro?
You know I'm rocking them John Pauls.
You know what's funny is I had somebody at work was talking to me about something, and I'm all rocking them John Paul, and I didn't even finish. He goes, John Paul's. He's so stupid.
Dude, I know, because I catch myself saying it sometimes when I'm doing something.
I do too.
I'm fucking clean the meter or something. I'm like, rocking them John Pauls.
I do, and then I'll start singing FarmersOnly.com.
It's funny, dude. It gets stuck in your head after.
That's the next shirt you should make. Rocking the John Pauls. That'd be dope.
Or maybe just rocking them and have a picture of the John Pauls.
John Pauls.
Dude, that's funny.
Morning, Fraser.
You guys don't know, but we had a little technical difficulties before the show started, so hopefully we cleared that shit up.
We got our IT guy in here.
IT guy was on top of that shit, dude.
Yeah, he came in, crawled through the window.
Yeah.
Flory.
It was Alan John. Alan John, Junior, Senior.
Alan, make her back up. John
Allen. We got to do our what's ups.
Say your what's ups.
What's up to Joe Trammell?
I said, what's up to Joe Trammell?
What's up to cousin Angie Gonzalez?
What's up to cousin Angie?
And all the dispatchers out there that I may have made upset last week. Sorry about that. I'm not saying dispatchers isn't a needed profession. Just saying I don't think dispatchers should make more than the 911 people that are responding to the 911 emergency. You know what I'm saying? But you hear that? What is that?
Ooh, it's a soundtrack to our life.
I could hear it in there. Fucking shit. Well, what's up to Spirit Motorcycles in San Jose? What's up to the bush bashing crew with the safety cones and them 4x4s? That's Keegan, Dylan, and Cade. What's up to Granny Sam and the French Camp Posse? What's up to Jared Weisker? What's up to Jen with 2 N's R? What's up, Jen R? What's up to Pat Watson? Lloyd Nickel. Anthony O.
Lloyd Nickel.
Lloyd Nickel, dude.
Oh, I think they said Lloyd.
No, Lloyd. Okay. Lloyd Nickel.
All right.
G-Town Girl. What's up to Anthony O'Granet, alias Cardfather? I think he sold that, though, right?
Alias Pizza Palace.
Yeah, Pizza Palace Acid. Possibly, maybe.
Lawsuit came up.
Yeah, what's up to Jennifer Posey and Dan Denier? What's up to our special shout-out from across the world into, Midland, Texas. We're reaching for a professional plumber.
Uh-oh.
He was a 1987 breakdance champion at the Galt Festival. Came in right ahead of Danny Partita, who came in second place with his crab crawl and his worm.
There's no one going to pass Danny Partita, dude. Sorry.
Dirk Claude Edwards. What's up, Claude? That's the what's ups.
What's ups? Hey, you want to do me a favor, Phrase? You want to adjust that? Because see how now we're way off on see where the commitment to excellence sign is?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think we're way off.
Go ahead, carry the show, Weller.
Let's see. I'm just going to give you some fucking boom, 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 little porno music. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
You want to shut that bitch off, too?
You go fucking clickums. So we got a lot of shit we could talk about this week. And maybe I'll start it off with a little fucking, let's see. Oh, Frazier brought up a good point. He kept saying that women need to be coddled. I kind of.
What are you doing while I'm gone, dude? Fucking, I see how it is, dude. Making shit up.
You leave me alone for a little bit, dude. You're fucking public enemy number one.
I come back. I got a fucking wanted poster, dude.
You got a fucking bullseye in the back.
My neighbor comes over. He's like, "What the fuck you say about my wife?" I said, what are you talking about, man?
I was just telling him how you said that women need to be coddled.
Oh my gosh, here we go. You want to go into that first? All right, let's start that. What was that one called?
The coddleization of the female persuasion. Ooh, you like that one?
Here's what we got on our storyboard over there. It says, why women need, and then it says attention, coddling, reaffirmation, security, and acknowledgement.
That's a lot of things.
Dude, that's a lot of things, but it's a big topic we can cover pretty easily.
It's a lot of things you got to do to keep your household happy.
Well, if you're not the CEO of your household, yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you're a real man.
Okay, so I just talked to my wife about that, and she was saying that
she agreed.
She said women do need that. They need to be reassured that they're beautiful, that they're wanted, that they're appreciated.
Mm-hmm. I guess all humans need it in different ways, though. And we're talking about women specifically.
Yeah, because right? I wonder if gay guys are that way.
Ooh, I don't know. That like, oh, you look sweet today. Yeah, it's a nice outfit, and because regular dude.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not a regular dude, but just a fucking whatever. Regular dude don't need really to hear that. Like, oh, you have a nice sweatshirt. If somebody came and said, oh, I like those pants, the way they fit you. I'm like,
well, I did say your shoes. Your shoes look nice today, Weller.
Yeah. What'd you say? That was treating your
self-care.
Self-care.
Self-care, yeah.
But I mean, if a guy came up, because women do this to each other, I'm like, ooh, those pants fit nice on you. What would you think?
Dude, I don't know about that, but I could say, what's up, your shoes are cool, or I like that hat, or something like that.
Yeah, but you want to say, hey, those jeans are fitting you fucking nice and snug.
Dude, I don't know if you tell, I shaved my beard.
Yeah,
dude.
you did.
I'm fucking looking fat right here.
You're looking younger.
No.
Younger.
Dude,
hey, you look younger, Frage.
See, I don't think it's right for guys to do it to guys, dude.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. Do you think it's because of the fucking testosterone, masculinity?
Because of our toxic masculinity. It doesn't allow me to tell you. I think you have beautifully shaped eyebrows.
Why do you think women need that? Because they do.
I'm trying to think about it, man, because, me and my old lady have been going at it 13 years, and it hasn't been 13 years straight. We got divorced, we've been split, all that kind of stuff, but we made our way back to each other, And I think it's been 4 or 5 years now.
I guess strong. The question is, why is it so hard for us? If you just do that, let's just say if you just do that, how much easier your day goes if you just do something like that. And it's so small, but we still don't do it. Do we just get distracted? We don't do it because I know I catch myself not doing it. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, you know what? I'm going to text her and say, hey, thanks for breakfast. Or, hey, you look nice today. And it's like, just takes a fucking second and we never do it.
No,
we take it for granted.
I do. I don't take her for granted. But, you could always have more. There's no doubt you could always do more.
Okay, but then here's the other thing. If you say it all the time, does it really mean anything when you say it? Like if you never say anything and every once in a while you say it, doesn't it have a more meaning to it?
Well, I remember having this conversation with my grandpa before he passed. R.I.P. Grandpa, I love you. He would say, I love you, very sparingly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Very sparingly. I wouldn't hear that from him. But he's all, I've already told you that. You should know that. You're smart enough to know. So maybe because women have smaller minds, they need to be they need to be reassured.
Triggered. This motherfucker might as well wear a fucking MAGA hat in the hood of Oak Park.
It's an ongoing joke. I don't know where it came up. I think the seed was planted with you bringing something up about that. But it's an ongoing joke in my house and with my wife. Is that I will say it's because women have smaller minds. But it's not because I believe that or it's fucking scientifically proven, but...
Not yet. Not yet. No, I'm just playing. You two idiots.
I think because I think a big part of it is because women feel like they're consistently pressured by society and their friends, their family...
Everything. Magazines, everything.
And other girls, though. Yeah, TV is a big one, man. Every chick you see on TV, I would say 95% of the chicks on TV are hot. They're good looking.
I think that's changing, though. I think it's changing where they're having more regular looking body fucking people on TV.
Look at Melissa McCarthy, right?
That's the first thing that comes to my head when we talk about that.
Okay, she's losing weight. She's going to get skinny again. So you know what's going to happen? She's going to lose what she had.
Yeah, but she'll gain weight for another role.
Okay, here's another one like Jonah Hill.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right?
He lost hella weight.
He was a funny fat guy, though.
Yeah.
Just like Chris Farley. Chris Farley wouldn't be as funny.
But I listened to Jonah Hill. He didn't want to keep that stigma, though. He wanted to do different things. Take it more seriously.
Yeah, I could see that, too. But I think that's one of the pressures women face is the pressures that other women put on. Like if another woman compliments me or says something to me, it's like it's my wife takes it as though she's trying to come at me or this woman's trying to get me. You see what I'm saying?
But it could be true.
Yeah, I don't see it that way. And
You
maybe
don't?
that's because we're guys, but
Because what do you think of? Okay, what do you think of when you know your wife goes to work and you know there's a guy? You say, "Oh, this guy said."
oh, her IT guy, Jeff.
Oh, I didn't know it was so specific, dude.
I don't know. I just say.
But what do you think? What do you think of first? The first thing that popped in my head is, "Oh yeah, a friend of mine from work. He says that this, and he was joking about this, and we were talking about." The first thing that popped in your head, that motherfucker's trying to fuck, right?
Well, yeah, my wife's so smart enough to know that. She told him, she's like, "Well, you're talking all this biblical stuff, and you're trying to be like, on the uppity up, but you're flirting with me. I'm a married woman, and you're flirting with me."
No, I'm not. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
But as a guy, you know what that guy's doing,
And
right?
my wife does too. She knows that, so she puts it to him like that, and he's like, "Oh no, it's not like that."
I've had this discussion with Sarah all the time. I'm like, "Well, no, he's a nice guy. He's my friend." I said, "No, he's just trying to fuck. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to bone. That's all he's trying to do. He's not trying to be your friend." I mean, some random fucking guy at work is just like, "Oh man, we have a lot in common." Oh, come on, man.
He's trying to fill that void, that hole that you left there because she went to work today.
Those are the fucking guys who'll say, "Oh, you look nice today," every day and shit.
Yeah. I used to have habit of, like, if I smelled a really good perfume or something like that, I would tell her, you smell really nice, until my wife pointed out to me, like, you're actually telling her that, like, what's up? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And she's all, well, that's the way the woman's taking it.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what happens all the time.
Like, the Facebook's another monster. So, like, I got guy friends and I got girlfriends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not trying to get at my guy friends if I like one of their pictures or something. But if I like a girl picture, now I'm all of a sudden trying to get at a girl because I liked her picture.
No, I know what you're saying, and I kind of, but I'm still conscious of it. But some people, I think you understand what your relationship is. Like somebody, okay, like say Genoa. Do you remember Genoa Small, right?
Yeah.
Genoa Brown. Like me and her see
Yeah, my man just got a lieutenant at the Contra Costa.
Me and her see eye to eye on a lot of things. I'll read her posts. I'm like, okay, I agree with that, and then we'll co-sign each other, right? And so I think now I'm comfortable with like commenting on her things to say, like, because I agree with it. I'm like, yeah, 100%. You know what? And I see what you're saying.
I see you too. You're just putting down the fucking paperwork so that when time comes, you can fucking.
Yeah, right. Just playing. Fucking no, but is it social media a different animal than in person?
Of course, dude. Well, we're gonna get into that on the troll shit, man.
But I mean, as far as your relationship with, because I do have a couple female that I think I'm like, okay, they're cool. I like them. Like one of my friends, Manuel, his wife. She's like, I say she's a friend of mine, like that. But I think you can have that when you get older, when you start getting more mature, and you start realizing, fuck, I just have common interests with people. But especially I think when you're younger, I see guys ain't trying to be friends.
We'll see a lot of big reason why you and Genoa see similar is because of political. You're talking
right. Religious and political and
yeah. So if you have commonality, I think that's what brings people together, regardless of sex.
Right.
Just your common interests. But for myself, I have girlfriends. I mean, they're just friends. That's all they are to me. Mm-hmm. And they're girls. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get at them. I'm locked down.
Your boys are upset.
I hear them. They don't fucking dogs, man. We need to build an outside studio, dude. I got room out there.
We got to build one with the fucking double insulated.
We got to put some. Hey!
But. And then when you're talking about women, trying it comes on with other women. What were you saying?
Okay, so there's like a contest between women all the time.
Yes, I agree with that. And then because this is my argument I have sometimes too. It's like, well, she said, I don't care what you think, because she said I look nice when I wear that, and I'm like, it looks like dog shit. But sometimes I think women tell other women, yeah, that looks good, because they don't want other women to look good. Right?
When that could be part of the plan.
I think so, because she'll do her hair or do some clothes. I'm like, that's not cool. And she'll be like, well, then my friends at work said that was good. And I'm like, I think women don't want other women to look better than them.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
Am I wrong?
Well, I think they got women have a hierarchy, just like excuse me, I was reading about dogs, man. Dogs have this hierarchy in the pack where they have an
You know how
alpha.
you're committing women to dogs?
Well, bitches be bitches, dude. You know. what I'm saying is, what? Well, come on, you can't stay professional, dude.
Go. Just go so I don't think about it.
All right, so dogs have this hierarchy in their pack.
He said bitches be bitches, bro. I've really seen all that. In fact, bitches be tripping, yo. Go ahead. Keep comparing them to dogs.
So you have an alpha and you have an omega. That's like the pack leader, and then you have the lowest in the pack. Well, if you have 3 in the pack, there's one in the middle. That's the beta.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this, and dogs have this. It's all, dog people prove this shit out, scientists, whatever. I don't know. I just fucking read about it. But I think women have the same kind of thing, dude, and I think they go by maybe, they have different degrees. Like if you're maybe at work, it's the smartest person, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or the one with the most intellect.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the grouping where they're all beautiful. You have beautiful women, but there's a pecking order of who the most beautiful is and that kind of thing. Or funny. You have different girls that one's funny and these other ones aren't. So they're consistently swapping positions, you know what I mean? Around what group of people we're at. Like you were saying, you went to a dinner and there was a girl that attended that just didn't say nothing.
Right.
I think when you first meet people, your first reaction is to listen and find out who you're around.
Not necessarily. It just depends on your personality. We were having a discussion last night, and it was like Sarah, she has no problem just start, hey, how's it going? Just fucking. And I said, when I was telling her about me, I'll sometimes sit back in the back corner and I won't fucking say too much, and I don't have no problem with that. But then she'll say, her family will say is David mad at me, or is David? And I'm like, no, I just don't fuck. I have no a conversation. I have no common interest. But I said, that's not good. Like what you're doing is good. Being out social, talking to people and whatever. That's what you're supposed to be. I said, all I'm saying is that's not me. But I see that more women are become more sociable than guys, I guess. I don't know. When a guy becomes more sociable, you think like he's kind of a woman.
Well, I noticed this when I used to hang out with Sean all the time, because either one of us can start a conversation, or even a group of people that don't have common interests. We can bring up a conversation about the color blue or fucking dog turds, whatever, and just fucking roll on it. But when I was getting older and partying with Sean and stuff, I started to notice we were going to these parties, and he consistently wanted to be like the center of attention.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? And then I was thinking to myself, I don't have to be that person. I don't have to care. I don't have to be the center of attention. And once I started stepping back and just listening to the other people, like they may get into the conversation on new country music, like fucking Rascal Flatts or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to get involved in the conversation to begin with, or I don't have 2 cents to throw in on it. So I sit back and listen.
Yeah, what you were saying, it just brought up something in my head, and I was trying to fucking think about it. So what we were just talking about mixed company, right? So you have couples, and then, so I think guys are conscious, and respectful of other people's wives or girlfriends or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So when you're talking to somebody, you're kind of cautious when you're talking to someone else's wife that you just met, or a girlfriend or something, because that other guy is looking at you like, let me see where he's coming from.
See if you're checking his wife out.
It's nature's way, dude, and it's nothing personal. It's just what you do. Because when somebody come up and just start talking to your old lady, and you're just paying attention to see his mannerisms, like, is he flirting in front of me, or is he just being, genuinely a nice person and just trying to carry on a conversation? I think that's the problem in mixed company sometimes, is you're having that. Guys are just being more cautious and more respectful towards other people's women.
Well, so guys have it to a certain degree, but I think women take it to another level, man. Women got all kinds of mental battles going on consistently in their head, like, oh, did he like the color of her dress? He said she looked nice, so do I look nice?
They overthink shit.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I told Tell and Sarah last night. I said you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it way too much. It's not that complicated. It's just sometimes people don't have common interest. You know, and now I'm at this point. She goes, and I said, I just don't feel like talking to people. And she's all, you fucking go on your fucking podcast and you talk for fucking hours. I said, yeah, because I like to hear myself talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to people. She's all, that doesn't make no sense.
No, but this is a different beast, man. I mean, we're playing characters, you know. It's a lot different when you're just playing a character. It's like an acting gig every Sunday, but if I could be myself on this, people wouldn't want to watch, man.
I say I am myself.
What do you think? So I think let's get on that part about like I love my wife and we still love to kiss and hug and do all that kind of stuff, you know. But anytime we watch a TV show, she'll always say like, "Would you do that?"
Do what?
Whatever's happening on TV.
Like what? Give me an example.
I don't know, like the fucking guy gives up his car and his job and he moves from New York to LA to live with the girl, you know, and all that. And of course I say yes. Of course I would do that.
You have to say yes.
Yeah, of course.
We have no option.
Yeah.
You just hope it don't come up.
You know? Well, you already said you would move. You already said it. So, but I'm just saying, like, she could take stuff that she sees visually happening on TV and try to put it into our life and say, like, you know, are we like that? Where that's not even on my radar. I'm not thinking of that at all.
I think with the social media and, you know, even TV back in the day, but now it's even more prevalent social media, is you see people, like, they'll put themselves on the beach together and they'll put themselves, but then you're not seeing when they're fighting, when they're fucking not talking to each other, like all that. You don't see all you see all the time is the best of people's lives, right? So then other people look at it and be like, well, why can't we be like that? Like, they're always going on vacation. They're always fucking going out to dinner. They're always fucking hugging and kissing. No, they're not. They're just showing you that part of life that is like that. In real life, if you know a person, you know they're fighting half the time. They're fucking arguing over bills. They're fucking not talking, or they're fucking whatever. They might be farting or picking their nose over here. It's not all fucking glamour and glitz, dude.
No, that's social media.
You're living against somebody's highlight reel. That's what I keep saying. You're living against somebody's highlight reel.
No, I agree with that, man. But that's the real deal. Like, when you don't have anything other than just you and her, right? It's just you and her. There's nothing else involved. The kids are all doing something. There's no work or whatever. It's just you and her. That's when you need to focus on that coddling and that reaffirming that she's beautiful, you love her, those type of things. But like, I'll do it when she's cooking. I'll come up and suck on her neck or bite on her ear or something like that.
You're going to say something else, dude.
No, but I'll do that just because I think that's a good time to do it. She's doing something not only for me, cooking me dinner and the family, but just let her put it in her head, you know, you're doing something awesome and you're beautiful and I love you, you know.
And you show affection different ways. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody does it differently. Like, I'll always go and just smack her on the ass. And then I'll come back and I'll smack her. I mean, there's been times where she got so pissed she grabbed a glass of water and just fucking throw it on me in the fucking kitchen, dude. Like, I'm going to fucking punch you, stop doing that. But it's just my way of showing affection. Yeah. You know, everybody shows different ways, dude.
And then, you know, let's see, acknowledging. I think you need to give acknowledgement to them daily. Or regardless.
No, yeah. Or the way sometimes I feel, and I got to do it externally more, like out loud. But I feel like I go to work, I make a check, I put it in the bank, I don't buy myself nothing. Yeah. And if you want to go do something, go ahead. Like, that's me giving you whatever I can to have a happy life. For me, I need very little. I'm a guy. I don't really need shit, dude. I need fucking a warm meal and, you know, a foot massage, whatever. That's all I need, dude. I don't need a whole lot.
Dude, a foot massage is pretty big, dude.
Well, I get a foot massage every night.
Yeah, that's pretty big, bro.
I probably, in fucking, 15 years, whatever, I could probably count on one hand with days that I have not had a foot massage. Yeah. In one hand. Like, every single night, I get a foot massage.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the best, and you could say you have the best, and I said, for me, I have the best fucking lady in the world, dude. Like, literally, I still say it, and she gets so mad when I say it. Make me breakfast every single day, my lunch every day, fucking makes fucking dinner, like, rubs my feet.
Your brainwashing techniques are excellent, dude.
Ooh, I'm spoiled. I have the best woman in the world.
So you rub her feet too?
She don't like me touching her feet. She don't like people touching her feet. She's like, I don't know, touch my feet. Don't.
So you rub her back then?
Yes.
Every night?
Not every night. When I want something, I do. And I'm playing a character.
Yeah.
I'm playing a character in real life. But basically, we have it figured out about women, right?
Yeah. No, dude. Don't even get that straight, dude. Don't even try to get that straight.
But we could try. That's what I always tell her. I'm like, you get irritated sometimes when she'll watch the show or she'll hear me saying, I'm like, it's just a dialogue. It's just us talking until we figure something out. You know, it's us throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
You know? And
that's life, though, man.
And it's to humor us. It's just to fucking, humor people.
Well, and, like I've said in the past, for my grandkids to be able to go back and look at this, or even my kids to go back and look at this, it's going to be really, really cool. Because I wish I could have had something like this to go back and look at my grandpa.
Oh, yes, that'd be awesome. But then think about, at what age you're going to listen to, too. You want to listen to when they're like 12 years old. You might have to wait till you get a little older. But in the future, fuck, you don't know. What we're talking about now is just crazy.
It could be obsolete, dude.
It's X-rated to what they talked about 40 years ago.
Well, we'll get into that, but I think we could probably close out what women need, or why women need those things,
Give us a clap, Fraser.
Give a clap for the women.
For the strong women in our lives.
Good job, ladies. What are we talking?
That's what we do. I do that work sometimes too. I'll be end of topic subject. I'll go beep. Next subject.
Yep. What do we got, dude?
Go, give me. I got you started.
Well,
here.
we just rolled off of women, so why don't we go into bush versus shaved?
Oh, the hygiene part. Okay.
Vaginas.
Oh yeah, definitely bush.
You like bush, dude?
Mm-hmm. What are we talking about,
dude? It's on the board. I think.
Tell me what you think about that, Fraser.
Because I get both. Because, in between trips to when she gets manicured or whatever, you get bush. But that 1980s or early 90s bush isn't around anymore.
Because you just watched a movie, now you're all fucking juiced on it.
This movie is called Sorceress.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Dude, I know you haven't. I'd never even heard of it. And I like those movies like Conan the Barbarian, like Dragon Slayer.
I'll watch those on Sunday sometimes.
Those old, I don't know what are those called, like barbarian, sorcerer, wizard movies, that kind of shit. So this movie Sorceress, I watched it last night. It's from 1982. Bad acting. It had an okay plot line. Bad acting. I mean, bad special effects. I mean, there's a lion monster that has wings and it's like a bat body or something at the end. I mean, it's definitely worth watching because it's 80s fucking shit to the max. But right from the get-go, dude, you got bush. And it's multiple bush. And there's boobs all over the place. And there's even dudes' asses and dudes' bush and stuff like that. I mean, it's just... I couldn't believe how much nudity was in this movie.
Really? Just rated R, huh?
I don't know what it was rated. I just I threw it on. I'm gonna watch it again just because.
Because you like the bush,
dude. It was just so. Yeah, I don't. It's not like.
So do you like bush trimmed, no bush?
I like them all. I can't lie. I like them all, dude. But I haven't seen fucking bush like like it used to be. What you were talking about, like parting
the seas,
trying to get into the jungle, spreading it open,
feathering it back.
Yeah.
Giving it the Jack Tripper.
You don't see any of that magic, dude. I don't. I'm sure it's still out there, but I don't see it.
I remember fucking years ago, a friend of ours. I'll probably tell you the names off air, but their mom used to always wear these cut off shorts, right? And if he's watching, he probably knows what we're talking about. And come to fucking, have barbecues and shit and be wearing, and there'd be bush coming out of the side.
Little bush on the side,
of the fucking cut off jeans, dude. And everybody would be like checking it out, checking it out. And I don't know, we were probably like 12, 13 years old. And that reminds me of something that happened the other day. It's like, what age do you start noticing like women, because the other day my little boy had his friends over, and he's in 6th grade. They're two brothers. They're in 7th grade, right? So they come over and they're playing fucking Fortnite or whatever. So he can ready to leave. He's like, okay, bye. And he's going to the door. And my old lady, she's like, we have a chest by the door, and she like in her purse, and she was bent over looking at her purse. And I was sitting on the couch and I looked over and I seen him going out the door, and he looked back and he was checking out her ass. He was like, for a second. And then he walked out the door. I was like, oh, shit. I'm on Sarah. He was checking out your ass. She's like, oh, my gosh, that's so gross.
No, you know it, dude, because we used to do it when we were kids.
Yes.
You'd
You're
be
like, oh, what's today's mom's hot?
Jeff
man.
Keller's mom, dude.
That's what always came up to me. Yeah.
Jeff Keller's mom. Yeah. And then girls, I remember girls too, like, oh, fucking Wayne's so hot.
Who?
Wayno.
Oh, okay.
Jason's
okay.
dad. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Remember, you used to get the perm and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
dude?
yeah, the permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, but I told my old lady that too. We were at a barbecue and these 3 boys were there and they're checking her out. And I said, babe, they're checking you out. She said, they're little kids. I said, yeah, but they're checking you out.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're saying is,
I'm gonna jack off later to that.
and they're like, you know, Fraser's cool, but he don't know how to take care of that. Fucking, if I had a chance, I'd be taking care of that shit.
Mr. Forever over here.
Yeah, that's the way boys think about it. Though.
Yeah.
That old man ain't handling that noach. I'll
Yeah.
fucking get over there and tear that shit up.
They're probably right.
Yeah. It's funny, dude, because the shoe's on the other foot now, dude.
And then now the young kids wouldn't know what to do with the hairy bush. They'd be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
What is it?
They probably never seen hair in their life.
I remember my son told me, I don't know, what is he, 24 now? But we were fishing, having a couple beers, drinking and stuff, and he's all, Dad, I picked this girl up, and he had her by his legs right there, and he's going to put her down on the bed to, you know, just go out and eat her out and stuff. So when he picked her up, the fucking light from the fan,
Mm-hmm.
he saw that she had butt hairs. You know, she had butt hairs down there because he's picking her up like this and getting her set down. And he's all, it just fucking grossed me out, Dad. Like, she had butt hair. I'm like, dude, are you fucking retarded? You think you don't have butt hair? Girls have butt hair too, dude. It was funny, dude. It was a good dad-son-dad moment.
Yeah,
dude.
it sounds like a great father-son moment, dude.
You're gonna have him. You're gonna have him. DJ's gonna get bushed, dude. And he's gonna talk to you about it.
Unless he goes the other way.
Well, he'll still get hairy ass that way, dude.
Yeah, let's get off that subject.
It's a bush.
Hey, I know we didn't write this on the board, but for some reason I've been thinking about this, and I actually had this conversation, and it would have been bothering me too. So just some of the things that either your parents or your grandparents do or not do, does that influence you to do better? Like when you see it, and this is what it brought it up, is that my dad won't. He never comes to my kid's shit. Like he never comes to the kid's shit. He'll be like, "Oh no, I'm not going over there." But then my other niece, my little niece, will be like, "But I just to go see my niece." And I'm like, you have other grandchildren, right? And I'm thinking, you know what? I'll never do that to my grandchildren. I'll always fucking be there. Like and just shit that he's done, And they tried their best, whatever. But shit that your parents or grandparents do, you're like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be better than that.
Well, I do that, but different effects. Like I told my kids straight up, I got your back. I'll coach. I'll be at every practice. I'll do all that kind of shit as long as you're giving 100%. Because when I see you fucking around and you don't care,
why should you care?
Then you're wasting my time too. Yeah, and that happened with volleyball. So where we were going and doing all that shit, but once I seen her just fucking around, it was more of a social event than it was a sporting event for her.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started splitting time because volleyball was like 6 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. I mean, that's the whole fucking day. Sunday's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I just talked to my wife about it. I was like, look, there's no need for both of us to waste a whole Sunday when all she's doing is wasting her fucking time anyways. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, circumstances dictate what I do, I guess.
And I think maybe that is just as good as a learning lesson as if somebody was teaching you how to be a good father or grandfather, whatever. Maybe that's just as good because you're sitting back, you're getting irritated by it, like someone in your family like paying attention. You're like, I'm never gonna be like that. Like I cannot fucking do that. Like okay, for one, my dad has never said in his life. I don't remember one time he's proud of me. Not one time ever, right? And you say, well, why should you need that or whatever? But I think people do need that sometimes. So
It's your feminine side.
Exactly. So I say it all the time to my kids, all the fucking time. I'm proud of you guys.
Are you overdoing it though?
No, I know that's the part of when you were talking about when you tell your old lady she good, she looks good every day. Eventually, like, does it have as much value if you never say it, right? But I try to do it when they do something, right? When they do something good, when they get a good report card, or they do good in sports, or or they just interact with somebody. I'm like, hey, that was a good little interaction. You were like respectful of that person. I'm proud of you. Like I try to do it then, But I just conscious of like him never saying I'm proud of you. Like I'm like fuck that. My kids are always gonna know that, or my kids are always gonna know I love them. My kids are always gonna know I'm there. Like I'm.
So why don't you ask him? Say, Dad, why don't you ever say you're proud of me?
Oh fuck, you know my dad. My dad be like, oh, what are you talking about, silly? What are you talking about, silly? You know, I'm proud of you.
Well, I'll give you one for me. Like, Donnie was a hardcore alcoholic, drug addict, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink because of it, man. I mean, I'll drink socially or when I'm with friends or something like that, but I don't drink, like...
Just coming home by yourself drinking?
Never, dude. Never.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it because I remember this odor, this smell that he would have when he came home from work.
A trigger.
Yeah, well, I've had it a couple times in my life. Like, I'm drinking all day, 4th of July. I know I start to smell or emanate that odor of alcohol, you know? But for me... when I would smell it on him, at first it would be like, oh, that's my dad. You know, I associated that odor with my dad because that's what he smelled. But then the emotional shit kicked in, like, this is when he's going to be an asshole, or this is when he's going to get mean or violent or whatever, you know, and that kind of stuff. And I never wanted to have my kids do that. But I think I did it to him with weed. Because I smoked weed all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And when they were little, they were just like, Dad, what's that smell? And I'd be like, oh, that's just smoke. And they're like, oh, okay.
It's a skunk. I got run over outside.
No, I never lied to them about shit. I always told them, they asked me, Dad, you ever do drugs? Yeah. What drugs you do? I said, I don't know. What do you want? I'll tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to them. I think you lie to them enough. You lie to the kids enough about Santa Claus, about religion, whatever.
What do you mean about Santa Claus?
I don't want to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin it, Will.
Wait, what?
What
are you telling me?
What do you mean? I don't know. I forgot what fucking topic we were on.
That's right. I just wanted to bring that up because it was bothering me lately. I'm like, fuck,
Dude,
man.
Well,
I
would
irritated.
I say just, hey, have a conversation with your dad.
Not about that. I gave up on that. I just get irritated with my kids. Like, just never taking an effort to go and see anything they do or anything. It's like, oh, and my dad acts like he's a fucking 100 years old, dude. He's 62 years old or whatever. I tell Dad, we have 5-6 guys at work who are fucking older than you that are working their ass off. Don't act like you're 100 fucking years old. Stop with that bullshit. Like, oh, I gotta go to bed. You know, he goes to bed like at 6:30, dude. I mean, fuck it. I told him, why don't you just call it quits and just fucking. I mean, what kind of life is that? I'm gonna get up at fucking 6:30 and go to bed at 6:30.
Yeah.
I mean, go do something. Come over to the I said you're so blessed and you have no fucking idea. I pray to God that I have grandchildren where I can go see them and do shit with them like that, like or enjoy. Hey, I'm sure if your fucking kid says, hey, Dad, my your grandson or granddaughter is having this, they're playing fucking football or something. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll go watch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Nah, my dad. He's like, then Sarah's mom, she lives out in Shasta, but and everybody has their own personality. This is where actually, honestly, we were having this discussion. I miss my mom because my mom was like, whatever you say, she was like a loving, caring person. She was like, oh my gosh, she would just baby us or whatever. Like my kids miss that. They don't have that. They don't have a grandparent to do that at all.
Yeah.
Like, and I tell myself, because when her mom comes over, she's more like, hey kids, give me a hug, and then okay, and then start talking about, oh yeah, up there at the ranch. She'll like kind of blow them off. And my dad's kind of the same way. So I'm like, when I get older, when I have grandkids, I'm gonna fucking be like, go out of my way to show them like, hey, come here, come to Grandpa. Hey, you want to go get some ice cream? I want to do shit with them, dude. Like I do with my kids, anyways. I want to be that.
No, and that's good. You're gonna benefit your grandkids from your
lack of
it. Yeah, is gonna benefit them.
Yeah.
But that's part of what makes us who we are too. Is that we've endured those struggles or been able to deal with them, right? Like people nowadays, their emotional tolerancy for shit is fucking very low, dude.
Oh yeah, we could transfer into that, like the fucking thick skin and the fucking the ability. Like I can tell you at least my kids are gonna be able to be yelled at because they've had it. But I know some parents are like, if they seen the way I yell at my kids sometimes, they'd be like calling the police, like fucking abuse. Like you can't yell at your kids, you can't spank them, you can't do anything.
Okay, so my daughter, we just had a conversation about this. She's a freshman in high school, and they're reading John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the book Mice and Men, they use the word nigger. They say it's not nigga, it's nigger. They use that word like that, right, in the book. And so the teacher has a a stop point in the class where they stop and they say, okay, because the kid they do, what do they call it? Random reading, where like you read this part and then he'll say, stop, go ahead. And somebody else reads this part, right?
Okay.
So they're all reading the book together and the teacher's making sure they're reading because they have to follow along and keep going. So they get to the word and then he stops and he says, okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to have a moment where we're going to vote in this class to have a democratic. Are we going to say this word? Are we going to say it? Because it's written in the book, but they're not just going to gloss over and say it. So they have this discussion about feelings and emotions. And mind you, I think Galt has maybe 25 or 30, black kids in the high school. I mean, it's not overwhelmingly a black population in Galt. So they all have different points of ideas and stuff on it. And they all agreed not to say the word.
Okay.
So when they come across it, they're skipping it. They're not gonna read it, But I think to myself, and I told my daughter this. I said, we didn't grow up like that. We didn't have this public consciousness about it, And I was telling you earlier what happened on Super Bowl, because I'll still say that word because I feel like I'm grown. I'm not gonna say the N word, the F word, or these other words that people abbreviate and they don't say them. I don't feel like I'm being a racist if I just use it in something like the book. Like if I was reading it, I would read it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just gloss over it and not read it.
Mm-hmm.
But kids today have been raised differently. And she kept telling me, well, Dad, if you say it, people are going to be upset or it might hurt somebody's feelings, And I said, you're right. You're right. But growing up, we never had that consciousness for other people's feelings.
But I think we evolve too. We evolve in some aspect. We evolve too. Like we used to say faggot all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I don't say that no more. I don't try not to say that. I don't say it. I try not to say it. But the N word, which I say the N word because I don't say it, and I tell my kid, my son, I said, do not fuck. That's something that you don't say. We just don't say it because we've evolved to the point where that's just not something that's a good thing to say. First of all, like your daughter said, it might hurt somebody's feelings, whatever. Yeah. You don't even know my son. I said, you don't know the context of it. You can't fucking determine the context of it, and it's not your right to do that. I said, just avoid.
Wait a minute. You're determining the context of how you're using it, man.
Okay, but for him. The best thing to do is not say it. That's my best advice to him. I said, do not say it. Like, don't say it. Well, and I know there's no ill will. If my son said it, there would be no ill will. It'd probably be in a rap song or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there would be no ill will. My best advice to him is just don't say that. We don't talk like that. That's not what we use. And there's other words termed. I said, the word faggot. You don't say that. We don't do it because it's hurtful to some people. Well, and that's okay for me. But like we were talking earlier, like you can say it. But you have to accept the consequences afterwards.
Exactly, right? Man. And that's why, I don't know if you've ever been in this situation. Like I went to school, with my brother, and there was one other white girl. This is the whole school. I mean, this is worse than it was in Galt for a couple black families in Galt. We went to an elementary school where there was probably 2,500 kids at this elementary school, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 white people, me, my brother, and this other girl. So I had a different perspective of it. But it still didn't tell me or teach me, like, hey, it's okay for me to say nigga or nigger. It just wasn't an okay thing to do. So what happens, I believe, like with faggot, because I don't say faggot anymore. I mean, we've just grown. We've evolved where we don't use those terms anymore. But instead of saying faggot, you might say, hey, you're a faggot. No, you're a Burke. Or you might use a different word you put in there. You've evolved your vocabulary from using those offensive words into something else. And capping isn't what it used to be. We used to cap on people all the time.
You just have to be more clever about it. But I mean, I think you can still cap it. But there's certain things that you don't use. I don't think I ever said that word, the faggot word, and meant anything towards gay people. I don't think everything, but I did have a feeling towards gay people because I think in a lot of ways I was raised to believe a certain way. I like I said, I watched Fox News when I came home. I grew up in the church. We went to the church all the time, and like this is where gay people are the evil and they're going to hell and stuff like that. This is what I learned. I had to unlearn that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because we do learn stuff that's fucking not right. We evolve as people, but I don't think I ever used that word but now I understand it more, how it hurts people. But I just, some things I just, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it because there's nothing for me to gain by saying this anyways, right? It's not funny. It's not funny to people. It's just more hurtful. So I just I'm not saying it. I'm not talking like that.
Well, see, I've been in several fights with black dudes, fist fights. Mm-hmm. I had one probably about 8 years ago here in Galt. I've never used the N-word derogatory like that. I've never said it in a bad way towards somebody like that. And like Biggie Small songs, when he says it, I sing it. You know what I mean? That's part of the song or whatever. It's just recently, because we've always said those in NWA, right? Mm-hmm. We've always sung and said those songs. It just recently that became bad to sing that part of the song.
I think that people are more conscious of it now. To each your own. To each your own. Like
no. Here's one. I forget the artist, but he had a gal come up on stage.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen that.
And she's singing.
It was a test.
Yeah, but she's singing the song and this and that, and then she sings the words, and then he's like, oh, like that's a setup, man. Is what it is.
It was a setup.
It's a setup.
But it was to see how far she would go with it. I see what you're talking about.
But is she doing anything bad by singing something that he wrote? How is that? I mean, maybe your thinking is wrong when you're calling her out for being bad for something that he wrote. Mm-hmm. Maybe the problem is with the guy that wrote the song, not the person that's singing it.
Mm. Something to think about.
Think about it, man. And that's what I kind of told my daughter. I said, look, babe, I'm a grown man, and I'll deal with it. If I say nigga or nigger or those kind of words, faggot, midget, whatever it is, right? I'll deal with that. But what I do is I make sure when I'm talking to the person that I'm saying it to, that what context I'm using. I'm not gonna use it in a derogatory fashion. Like if I was reading the book, I would probably make a middle note of it. And I think her teacher, and I give her teacher props for that, for bringing this up to the group of kids and putting their.
Oh, I think it's awesome. Would you just explain? I think that was have the people vote on it, talk about it.
Yes.
And just see where everybody stands on it. I think it's more conscious. I keep saying, we're more conscious of it now, and we're teaching our kids. It's not something to say. It's just all it's going to do is cause a problem. It's never going to be a good thing, right? It's going to cause a problem. And if you want to have that dialogue, you can. Like nobody's stopping you.
Well, I'll give you a really good example. I have two uppity ups. I won't say they're supervisors or what they are, but two uppity ups at work, right? Mm-hmm. And they think because I'm from Galt that I'm like corn-fed, fucking, white power shit. Like they think this way. I know they do because when they talk to me, they say derogatory shit. And when I told them, I said, I'm.
What do you mean derogatory shit? Like
8% black. That's what I tell them because they'll drop the N-bomb on me, or they'll say something about like one of them was having a party and he said something to the effect like, well, I can only invite like 2 or 3 black people, and I'm like, why? And he's like, because I can't keep my eyes on all of them,
Oh, so they're white.
Yeah, they're white.
Oh, so okay, they're trying to get you to co-sign what they're saying.
Basically, they're trying to old boy it with me.
I got you.
And they have no idea of my background. They have no idea. They just know I'm Fraser.
Okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Because I've had the same thing, but it changes. Like I told you before, it changes when they meet my daughter, and all of a sudden it's like, like eyes wide open, like, oh, I thought you were like a good old boy. Like, and this is what I try to tell Sarah before too. I'm like, this is how a lot of America talks when they're behind closed doors, Sarah. Yeah. This is, we've just been out lately. People are like we went so far left. When you said the pendulum, so far left. People are like, fuck it, I'm gonna say this because I don't give a fuck no more, right? They'll go extreme right, and they're like flabbergasted. I'm like, Sarah, they talk about Mexicans like this. They talk about black people. Like, this is how people talk behind closed doors.
Dude, and here's where it really goes down, though, is when you're Italians around Italians, right?
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
Okay, or you're Mexicans around Mexicans.
Mexicans talk the same way about white people, about black people. They talk the same way.
They don't care, yeah.
They don't care. But until they become like a little bit more civilized, you know, but
so that's what happens when you have these white guys that are thinking that way about it around other who they are presuming to be white guys, right? They think it's the code or whatever.
Right. No, that's what I've been saying. That's that's what I've been saying.
They're enlightened, and they're enlightened in a surprising fashion because they're like, oh fuck, I was talking to a black guy the whole time.
What do you mean they're talking about?
Well, when I explained to him about my dad,
but
and all that kind of stuff.
So is it that's what it is? Because you said it was and it wasn't.
8%, dude. 8%.
Okay, so that he is your biological father.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought you said before we weren't sure. Or...
Well, when I did the DNA, I'm gonna have my son do it.
Okay.
Because then my son should be at about 4%, and then I want to have Cliff do it to see if Cliff has any of it in him. Because Cliff may be 16%.
Huh? Why?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If Cliff's 16%, then I could say, oh, well, it came from Cliff's side. But if Cliff has none of it in him, then because we don't got the world map up again.
It's all right.
But basically, my 8%'s like the tip of Africa, Egypt, right there.
This guy said we didn't know we were talking to a black dude.
Yeah.
What? What are you talking about now? Flory's gonna fucking text me. He's gonna say, "What the fuck is Fraser talking about?"
Well, you think Fraser's a white name, dude? Come on, dude.
I remember you saying your middle name used to be Calvin. Now it was John.
No, that's on my birth certificate. It's Calvin. It's not Kevin. It's not Kevin, dude. It's not Kevin, bro.
It's not?
No.
It's Calvin John?
Yeah.
Where'd you get Kevin from?
I guess my mom didn't know how to spell or something. I don't know.
Well, I never knew that. See, I just learned that.
Yeah. Or maybe I have an alias. I don't know, dude.
Hey, so you want to get off this because I want to finish up.
I don't even know what topic that was, dude. We just rolled in.
That was a good conversation, but I want to talk about tax season.
Where we at? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
We're coming into the show. Hey, I wanted you to try to pick this up with 2 fingers. Just try to pick that up with 2 fingers, man. No. From the tip right there.
Where?
Right here. It's heavy as fuck, huh?
No, it's heavy, yeah.
I couldn't do it. I was like, fucking.
But I have like these fucking like vice grip fucking fingers, dude. I don't know what it is.
You're just strong, dude.
No, but my fingers are just strong. The rest of me is weak.
Your will is steel, bro.
My will is steel.
You grew a spine.
I finally grew a spine.
Okay, so it is tax season. The time taxes we are trying to fix America with, right? Because we're getting fucked. I've done 8 people's taxes now, and nobody's really happy or really sad. It's just kind of like, it's just kind of a letdown this year.
I think it affects everybody differently, and people. It still transcends. It's still politics because people will explain how it benefits them, or people will explain how it wasn't benefiting them. Because I just did my taxes, right? So federally, I did fucking poorly, and the state I did really good, right? Yeah. But for me. Like for me that has itemized a lot of work expenses, it's not a good plan for me because now it just keeps it to $12,000, and instead of me being able to deduct around $22,000, I only get to $12,000. But for somebody like Sarah who just does their taxes,
I don't understand why you couldn't itemize.
I itemize on state. You can't itemize on federal anymore. It's a standardized tax. You can't itemize on federal anymore. On your standard tax,
see, because federal, I got like $2,200 from federal, and I got $1,000 from state. So I doubled my federal, and my state was $1,000.
You doubled your federal from last year?
No. What I'm saying is I doubled my income tax from federal compared to state because state I only got $1,000, but for federal I got $2,000.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's not
Yours the opposite.
Yeah, mine was the opposite. I got way more back from state because I had to take my write-offs from federal and use them for state instead because I can no longer write anything off. I can no longer itemize on my federal tax return, right? I get the standardized $12,000 tax deduction. But if I was itemizing, I'd get up to $20-something thousand. I'd be itemizing, so that would make my return greater. That doesn't benefit me. That tax plan does not benefit me, but it does benefit someone like Sarah who just got some regular,
Well, who claimed the kid?
I claim one, she claims one.
Okay.
So we switch. We share. She'll get a little bit more on federal because she'll have her standardized. She doesn't have itemization, so she just gets a standard. So it increases for her. right? So for everybody, it's different. Like for me, it's not good. For the roofers, the sheetrockers, people who travel and itemize, it's not good plan.
Well, here's and this is the problem. This is the problem that we need to cure, and it's the game. Taxes is a game. Like I was telling you, there's the guys that have been doing the small business game where they have small businesses at work and they've been doing it for 15 or 20 years. And I think to myself, why do these guys have so much more than I do? How come they have so much? Their houses are bigger. They have vacation homes. They have boats. They have all this kind of shit. And I'm like, I've been doing this job just as long enough, but how come they're fucking look like balling and I'm just doing my thing, you know? Mm-hmm. It's because they've been playing this tax game for 20 years. What I just got into this last year. If I'd been doing this the last 20 years, I would probably have close to an extra $200,000 in my pocket.
Whoa.
Think about it, man.
Whoa.
Think about it. That's quite, I mean, it's quite a bit, dude. I mean, it's not going to change your life forever, but 200 grand is a lot, dude.
I don't know. I don't. Sometimes I don't understand the numbers. Be honest with you, because I hear the same thing as people will say, "Well, I need more write-offs. I'm gonna go buy some stuff or whatever." I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like you're gonna spend a bunch of money to try to save. Like, just don't spend it and pay a little bit in taxes
because of depreciation and other shit like that. Like I talked to this tree cutting guy.
I don't get it.
I talked to this tree cutting guy, and he's what kind of clicked in my head. So when he started, he had a piece of shit truck. He had a piece of shit trailer. The first year after he did his taxes, he got a newer truck, a newer used truck, you know, and a better trailer. Then the year after that, he got a brand new truck, and he got a badass trailer. And now every year he's upping to where he's got the biggest fucking quad truck with the long fucking bed, diesel 4x4 dually, you know, he's basically maxed it out.
Compensating to be a real man. Come on.
No, what he's doing, dude, is he keeps his tax liability keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, where now he's occurring like $100,000 loss a year, right? And he's got nowhere to go but down.
I hate to get off the subject, but I can't stand people driving around those big old huge trucks with big old fucking tires. I'm like, dude, you're fucking 40, 50 years old, dude. Stop.
Dude, come on, bro.
Stop with that, bro. Just fucking get a normal fucking vehicle.
Dude, you're going to have Hyde come out of the fucking paperwork, dude.
Who? Oh, I didn't even think about that. My bad. Every time I say something, it's somebody that I know that it affects. I'm like, fuck it. And then sometimes Sarah will be like, were you aiming that at? I was like, I didn't even think about that. Fuck, my bad.
Dude, you need a ladder to get up in his truck, bro.
Fuck. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while, but.
Then he's got one that's fucking this low to the ground. I mean, fucking is that low to the fucking ground, dude.
Well, okay, whatever. Whatever makes you happy. My bad.
Yeah. Don't really need our friends, bro.
I can't afford to lose any more friends.
But we need to come together, and we were talking about this civil war or something that's going to brew in America because there's too many far people on the left, too many far people on the right.
There's too many fucking the separation between wealth and non-wealth is growing.
And that's what happened when you had the North-South war, right? Mm-hmm. It had to do over one topic, and that was slavery, right?
Right.
Well, I think when people get woke and they start to realize that people that are doing the same job as you, we're getting paid the same job, the same money, that kind of shit, right? Mm-hmm. But we live two different lives after taxes. Mm-hmm. Because after tax money is different. And it goes with churches. Churches don't fucking pay their fair share, right? Mm-hmm. Wall Street don't pay their fair share. You know how Wall Street does it? They can put it out up to 5 years. Mm. And then you have to deal with losses, interest, and all that other kind of shit.
That's a lot of
shit. So they're not paying taxes every year like the normal American does.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess who we vote for determines that. But like I told Sarah, is like, you know what? I complain, and it doesn't do no good to complain. You know what? We just got to accept what it is and just deal with it. And it is what it is. We got to fucking deal with it. And then maybe in 4 years it'll change to benefit us more. And then maybe in 4 years after that, maybe it won't benefit us. We just got to accept what it is and just fucking live what we can.
What could make all Americans equal is taxing, man, because there is so many different. I think there's 5 tax brackets now.
You're coming up with the flat tax, you're saying, right?
Not on income though. That's where the problem is. They're taxing.
You're
people.
saying taxing products.
I'm saying
milk and gas and whatever.
Taxing sales tax, just like the state of California does it. There's plenty of other states that have no sales tax.
So you're saying
Nevada's
don't tax us.
Don't tax us.
But
on
tax
income.
the things we use and the things we buy, and that's how they'll generate that money for that. So whatever we make, we keep.
Yes, because when you got let's take that 70% tax you're talking about.
Because you got to pay to live.
Yeah, you do.
It makes sense.
Whether you're legal or illegal.
I'm not even against what you're saying right there.
Because there's millions of people that work under the table. There's millions of people. I know a good friend of ours.
I know people who have a little bit of wealth who work underneath the table.
I know this. We have a really good friend of ours that gets food stamps. That gets medical through the state. They get all the fucking social programs that are provided by California, right?
We know somebody then?
Yes.
Okay.
And then everything he does is under the table, so he pays no taxes.
Really?
He's fucking running the game to the fucking max.
You got to tell me who that is afterwards.
I will.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, then that's not good.
No, it's awesome. It's a fucking... He said, fuck it, I'm not going to fight him, I'm going to join him. So he takes advantage of every fucking social aspect.
What you're saying is right. I know I work with a guy, and I think his wife does, works for cash, does a nanny thing for some doctors or whatever, and she makes pretty good money, and it's all cash, I believe. And yeah, so what you're saying is right. It's if we just tax everything and we get to keep what we make, and because you have to use the services. You have to buy milk. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to get gas. To live. You have to have electricity. You got
to buy clothes.
You got to buy clothes. So you're right. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Dude,
I find myself, I always say, if Fraser says it, I have to figure out, I can't agree with it.
Yeah.
Because then I'm fucked up. But you know what? I'm starting to agree with you on some things.
Hey, man, the first thing is this is my first thing. Am I agreeing with the TV? If I'm agreeing with what the TV says, then I got to check myself. I got to say, okay, well, let me see why I'm agreeing with the TV.
Or if you're agreeing with a woman.
No, I got to agree
because
with
of smaller brains.
No, I got to agree with my woman. But there's a big chunk of America. Churches is a big one that don't get taxed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they should be paying their fair share, and the only way they would is if we had a sales tax, because churches got to buy food, churches got to buy equipment, they got to buy markers, chalk, all the kind of shit churches need.
Mm-hmm.
That way they would pay tax on a sales tax. Same thing with Wall Street. All them Wall Street motherfuckers, they buy a house. It's not a fucking $300,000 house.
So you think it would even out? You make...
I did the math. It will almost double the amount of income the income tax we're getting now will almost double it with the sales tax.
Because I get taxed about close to 40% on my check, right? Somewhere around there. So you're saying I wouldn't spend that 40%. I'd probably spend 30% of that. What do you think?
No. What I'm saying is you're not going to get taxed at 40%.
Right. But okay, you get the full amount. But what do you think
here's what it breaks down to, because you're paying Social Security, disability, right? Mm-hmm. You're paying state tax, all that other kind of shit, the FICA. The only thing you're not going to pay is federal income tax. And your federal income tax rate is probably at 24%. That's your federal income tax liability, right? So I'm saying you take that 24% tax bracket you're in.
So you only paid 24% above $100,000?
No. You pay. Where's the break?
I know. I'll look it up. We'll look it up later.
Yeah, because you're right. You get taxed so much on the first 50,000. You get taxed on the next 30,000. It's confusing, right. and it's bullshit, because you take that 24% and you're married. So there you go. You got a $24,000 write off there. You have a kid. There's another $2,500 write off there. Mm-hmm. You own a home. Now there's a write off for the interest on your home there. It's a fucking game, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the game out of it, and you're not getting taxed at 23% anymore. You're getting that 23% they were taking out of federal tax back in your pocket. And what the fuck you think you're going to do once you get in your pocket? You're going to buy more shit.
True.
You're going to buy more shit. If you're not buying more shit, you're just going to buy better quality shit that you're buying already.
So when do you think, like we were talking about this at work on Social Security taxes, like they keep saying, it's not going to be there when you get there or whatever. So you think there should be and I was talking to the guy at work, because he was saying, a lot of people say when we get to that age, we're not going to have it there or whatever. So you think that, like, say at 40 years old, you should continue to pay Social Security tax. Below that, they should give you like a 401k to invest in, and you don't have to pay Social Security tax.
What I think they should do is, first of all, clean it up and give it to the people that paid into it, first of all.
All right.
If you didn't pay into it, you shouldn't be getting money from it. That's a flat line.
But who gets it that didn't pay into it?
I'll give you one. I have a member of my family that's not a citizen and draws a Social Security check every month.
Really?
She's not even a citizen of America, but she gets a Social Security check.
How old is she?
82.
Oh, fuck.
She's get like $838 a month.
But she didn't pay into it?
Never had a job in America.
So it's Social Security or is it
Social Security. Social Security Administration. I just did taxes.
I'll have to look into that.
Dude, I'm telling you. And she just won. There's probably 100,000 of them.
I'll have to look into that.
There's a lot of them, dude. It happens, bro. Believe me.
I have to do my homework, Fraser.
It's a big fucking issue in the family because they're all lefties. They're all liberals, right? But they're fucking super pissed off at her.
No, I'm more concerned right now with the friend you're talking about who's fucking getting all this fucking free shit and getting cash on the table.
I think he's fucking showing me a way to live. I mean, because if I make $1,000 at work in a day, he makes $1,000 at work in a day, right? He's pocketing the whole He's pocketing the whole $1,000. Where I'm
plus he's getting fucking WIC and food stamps.
Food stamps, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could live with myself doing that, dude.
Why not, dude?
It just doesn't seem right, dude. You're getting over on the fucking taxpayers?
Yeah.
But I thought you were against that.
I am, dude. I'm totally against that.
So then how do you say that's good?
Because he's fucking...
Because he's a friend?
No, because he decided to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do everything they want to give me.
Yeah, but you said you're against that.
Yeah.
So you're against what he's doing?
No, I'm against that for illegals. For people that... for people that haven't paid into it.
But if you're a citizen, you could do that?
No, this guy put in 20 years in a trade. You know what I mean? He worked 20 years in a trade, and then he's not doing it anymore. So now he's fucking taking advantage of the shit he paid into already for the last 20 years.
I'm thinking, man.
Dude, look at this. How many times have you got free food stamps?
Never.
Never. You haven't. I haven't got it either. But we paid into it, right?
I thought you said you had them. I thought you said you got WIC when you had your first kid.
We did. We had WIC when I was 18.
So you said you were getting cheese and that stuff. That's what you told me.
Yeah, we got WIC until I got on at PG&E.
So you did get it, right?
Yeah, I got WIC. Yeah, and we got juice and
that's what I'm saying. So you did get it.
Yeah,
that's okay. It's there to help people. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
But like, there's a difference in doing it because I got it till I got a job, and that's what they do is they go off income base, right? So once I got a higher pay, because I think I was making $4.50 an hour working for the group home, and then when I got on with PG&E, I think I started making $21 an hour. So they're like, "Yeah, you don't fucking need WIC anymore, bud." But I think taxes. This is a way we solve it: is we make all Americans equal. Because right now, look at how much money the Catholic Church brings in alone, right? How much do you think the Catholic Church brings in America alone?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Every town, every little city has a Catholic church. Think about it.
Okay.
Everywhere you go, there's a Catholic church, right?
But how much do these fucking General Electric and all these corporations that fucking end up getting a check at the end of the year, how much do they fucking screw over the fucking people of this country? How much do they fucking offshore accounts that these billionaires put into other fucking countries and shit like that?
I agree, man.
We're always talking about the fucking little guy trying to get over, and we're like, this guy's fucking. But the corporations are the ones who's fucking the country.
See, I've already thought this through too. So let's just use 10%, right? Let's say we have a 10% federal sales tax, just to keep math even, right? 10% federal sales tax, and then you put a 10% export tax on anything brought into America.
That's
import.
Import,
yeah. So you're paying the 10% tax whether you're buying something from America or you're buying it from China or you're buying it from Canada. You're still paying the 10%.
Okay.
The United States government gets paid that 10% on every product that's bought and sold in America, including stocks.
Okay.
Because stocks is the biggest game there is, dude. And they know the loopholes more than anyone. So what you do is you close all those loopholes. You fucking don't file taxes. There's no more tax season. There's no more fucking IRS. There's none of that. All that money's getting saved because you're paying it at point of sale whenever you buy something.
So when is this plan coming into action?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to bid for. I think I need to go city council, then mayor, and then maybe senate.
Okay, let's see what happens.
I mean, fucking. It's tax season though, man. I guarantee you, check out TurboTax or one of them online tax deals.
And there's Vita.
What's that?
So my daughter's doing that. I never heard of it. My daughter's doing it now. She's actually getting college credits for it. Is that she takes these courses, so people that are low income or whatever can come there and they'll do their taxes for free. And you do volunteer work, and then you'll get, like, especially with college students, they'll get credit for college classes. So you do people who really can't afford to get their taxes done.
Yeah.
They'll help them out. They'll give them advice, because you can go online and do it, but you're gonna have to read all this. So you're not really gonna get advice or experience. You might screw yourself. So they'll give them advice and they'll help them with their taxes, and it's a volunteer thing, which is pretty good.
Well, here's a good one for all you kids that are listening. And you don't want to pay somebody to do your taxes, you can do it for free online, because basically all you have is a social security number, your W-2.
For somebody that's like that, it'll be pretty simple.
Yeah, it's free. It is free, man.
Yeah.
If you go to the next level, you're paying $39.99, and that's to fucking do a little bit of itemization and that kind of shit. And then the max you'll probably spend on doing TurboTax is probably like $120. That's what I spent.
Mine's usually about $350 a year I have to pay to get my taxes
and that's
done.
what these other people have done their taxes this year.
And it went down since last year was $475, but I didn't get to itemize on my federal, so they didn't charge me as much.
Yeah, and everything's printable, downloadable. You could put it on a fucking stick. I mean, you don't need to keep all that paperwork.
Or give them your address, Fraser, so you could do their taxes for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing it, man. I don't
Fraser
know.
will do your taxes for free.
Nobody's gonna fucking help you more than I will.
Yes, and he
guaranteed.
will. And if you got to go to court, if you get audited, he will back you. He will go to court with you.
Dude, I got audit protection.
I got to give you an extra $50 for audit protection.
You know what? I've been doing this for, I don't know, like 8 years, right? And this is the first year and I think it's because I got a small business now. They asked me for all my paperwork. They asked me for all my fucking shit.
You might get audited this year.
No, they already did it. They didn't accept my return until I sent them the paperwork, receipts, all that kind of shit. Once they looked at it, they're like, fucking, this guy's solid gold. Danny Terrio. Boom.
All right.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even look at the time, bro.
It's all good.
Gotta get this thing fucking queued up. It was a good day, man. We had a good show, bud.
So next Sunday.
Yeah. You guys don't forget, fucking hit subscribe, tell a friend. Yeah, we love you.
Peace.
I love women. I love you, baby. I hum that in my head too, man.